It's 6 laps to go here in the 2024 European Championship final for the ORCI stock rods. 944 Callum Hosey has a mighty lead up front, but all eyes are on local boy Aidan Vincent sitting P3, holding off pressure from the reigning world champion and hungry competitors behind. He's pulling away though, and it looks like he's set for a podium here. But with back markers ahead, could they cause an issue? Around the outside he goes. Oh, and it's all gone wrong!
Hello and welcome back to Cornish Boy Tries to Be Lewis Hamilton. In today's video, I have a crash. Whoa! Battle for the European Championship. Yeah, come on! And lose my temper.
What are you doing, you dumb?
But before that, if you're new here, I'm Aidan and this is my race car. A Vauxhall Corsa named Corey that I race in the ORCI stock rods. A category of stock car racing which sees 1400cc, mainly front wheel drive cars, race side by side around an oval without hitting each other. That is anyway in theory, since as you're about to see, that last point isn't always true. Over the past 3 videos, I've gone from a rookie returning to the sport after a 7-year hiatus to a somewhat front runner, having just finished 5th in the UK Championship. In today's video, I continue my pursuit of top level success as I compete for the European, National and ORCI Championship over the course of just 2 weeks. Can I repeat the speed I showed in the UK, or was that just a one-off? Today, we find out. Right lads, it's race week. This Sunday is the European Championship and then Monday, the day after, is a National Championship. Back to back, 2 days in a row, Sunday at St Day, Monday at Taunton. It's going to be a chaotic weekend, but I'm really looking forward to it if I'm honest. We're coming off the back of one of my best ever performances in racing where I had 5th in the UK. My confidence is definitely at an all-time high. I'm not getting carried away. I know I'm not going to go out there and win the thing, but in terms of a realistic goal for the weekend, I think, an actual target for me to aim for, I'd like to get a top 3. That would be like, best case scenario would be a top 3 in one of the championships, but I think realistically, if I can just be up there again, like I was in Skegness, like battling with the top drivers, that would make me happy. I wouldn't feel that disappointed leaving the weekend, but I just gotta be honest here lads, I really am aiming for a podium in one of these championships. Like, that is my main goal. I might look a bit silly here in a few days time where, I finished 10th in both championships, but before we even think about going racing lads, as always, we have a car to get ready. So today is currently Thursday, tonight I'm heading home to Cornwall, and then tomorrow onwards, it's gonna be all hands on deck to get the car ready. So enough waffling from me. Let's roll the bloody montage.
Take one look in the mirror, implications so clear. I live life with no fear, except for fear. You won't be here. I will not fetch the bar. Eyes are green, I eat my vegetables. It has nothing to do with that bar, but if it did, guarantee she be gone. Well.
With time against us, as always, me and my balding dad cracked on getting both our cars ready for the days ahead. With me pretending to know what I was doing, whilst he broke every health and safety rule in existence. Honestly, the fact he still has all his fingers and both his eyeballs at this point is mental. Marley is here with me, eating a carrot. How is it? I think he's enjoying himself. But yeah, the car's almost done now. Got a few more bits we need to do tonight and tomorrow, but we're just about there. I look like I've been to war today, but that's what's happening tomorrow. So, without any further ado, Marley, let's go racing. So it was time for the European Championship at my home circuit right here in Cornwall. The sun was out and some of the best in the business were in attendance, including ex-British champion Leon Stewart, our mate and multiple champion Callum Hosey, English champ Justin Washer, and world champion Cammy Doak. So if I wanted a good result, the whole team needed to be on the top of their game. Unfortunately, as practice began though, the camerawoman didn't quite get the memo. Overall, the car was going well though, and practice gave me a chance to try out a new toy. Introducing the visor cam, which will not only give you guys another new angle of the racing, but also captures my audio from inside the car, which will come into play later.
What are you doing? You idiot!
First practice done, it's very warm. You haven't seen this, but this morning we fitted a brand new rad, so hopefully no more overheating. Famous last words, but car's going alright. Diamond, how's your car going? So now it was race time. And in case you're new here, the format for the championship is as follows. You start your first race in a random order, which is then flipped for your second. The grid for the final is then set by the points you scored during those 2 heats, with the person scoring the most points starting on pole with everyone else behind. I was starting heat 1 in P16 with only 2 other cars lining up behind me, so in theory we should only go forward here. But let's see how we get on, shall we?
Not worth it. Hold the line, hold the line. Just hold the inside.
So that's race 1 done. Bit messy, there was a big crash, managed to get out of it. Considering we started right at the back, we made positions, didn't get damage, can't really complain. Next race I'm starting second row inside, so hopefully a good result should be on the cards. If you come with me quickly, follow me Amber. You can see there's no damage on the back bumper, and also the front is pretty clean as well, somehow. I don't know how, but it is. Maybe not after the next race, let's see. Heat 2 began better than I ever could have imagined, with the 2 drivers ahead tangling into turn 1, allowing me to slip up the inside and take the lead. It was set to be a high pressure race though, with the world champ and friends up my arse. However, just 2 laps in, a yellow flag came out due to a car further back in the pack taking flight. With everyone now lined up behind me, a good restart was critical.
Oh shit, here we go again.
What are you doing? You idiot! Pushing me. Stop pushing me. You can go around me if you're quicker. Oh!
If you couldn't tell by now, I wasn't loving life at this point. I ended the race in P5 and as angry at myself as I was to my friend whom received my middle finger. After a great initial getaway, I absolutely bottled the restart. I didn't leave the door fully open for him on the inside, but I left it open and wide enough for him to try and send his car up there, which obviously on reflection he was gonna do because it's a championship race weekend. He's gonna send it. I then clearly lost my cool a little bit, and so when Justin used his bumper to help pass me, I didn't take it too well. Overall, it was a tough break. I made a mistake. I'm gonna learn from it. I won't do it again. Eyes forward, it's time to move on because next up, it's the championship, lads.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The 2024 Stock Rod European Championship. 23 drivers are about to take to the track to compete for one of the sport's most prestigious titles.
there's going to be absolute turmoil ahead, so just full send and hope that somehow the odds are in my favour, boys.
Now in P3, my bumhole was twitching, lads. Everything thus far had gone my way, but with the world champion right on my tail, it was time to lock in. As any small mistake would mean my P3 would soon become P4 or worse. As the laps ticked by though, I began to find my groove, negotiating back markers efficiently and even beginning to pull away slightly from Cammy behind. That was until, coming to start lap 20, I approached a big gaggle of traffic. And lads, what happened next still haunts me to this day.
Vincent now trying to go around the back markers. He's on the marbles!
Oh!
He's hit the wall! Aiden Vincent has hit the wall! He has dropped out of P3 and that car has definitely got some damage. Up the inside of his dad he goes now to take P5. Just 2 more positions between him and that P3 which he held before. Mikula and Doak into turn 1. Cammy goes wide. Mikula up the inside, followed by Vincent. Vincent's back to P4. The podium is in touching distance. And it looks like it's going to be P4 for Vincent as Callum Hosey takes the win and Chris Mikula will take the 3rd spot with Vincent in 4th.
So that's that. P4 in the end in the European Championship. Disappointed is an understatement. Was sitting 3rd for most of it. Was holding 3rd, was pulling away in 3rd, and then tried to go around a back marker. Must have just been marbles or some shit on the outside line. It just sent me to the wall. Dropped down to like 6th. Managed to get back to 4th in the end, which I guess on reflection is a good result. I mean, I was gassed with 5th at Skegness in the UK, and now I've got 4th in the European. I should be happy, but right now I feel like throwing myself off a bridge. I definitely lost my head a few times at the track today. I'm going to try not to do that again tomorrow because it's just a bit immature, I guess, a bit silly. But that's racing, lads. It's a good sign, though, that we're getting disappointed with 4th in the European because that is a good result on its own, I guess. So, yeah. Loads of work to do on Corey. I think the bottom arm's gone. Like, we hit the wall and it's just been crabbing the last, 5 laps of the race. So, the fact we actually managed to get back to 4th with that is good as well. But, yeah. So, I have to replace that. There's some stuff on the front that needs fixing. It's just a bit of a mess, really. I don't know if Dad's going to race tomorrow. His car's a bit battered, and also it's just a bit chaos when there's two of us at the track, especially at a meeting like that. So yeah, we're going to see how we get on. No one's really in the mood to film, if I'm honest, especially me. But this is racing. This is what the videos are about. Meant to show the good and the bad bits of racing, and the highs and the lows and all that shit. So yeah, here we are at a low. Tomorrow, we're going to try and make it a high. Yeah? Yeah, that's it, Corey. We'll just win the national championship tomorrow, mate. Light work. So it's day 2 here at Smeefolk Stadium, aka Taunton, for the National Championship. Yesterday was a bit of a disappointing day in the end, but we're moving on from that because today is going to be a good day. It's very, very, very warm. I think it's like, what, 28 degrees, something like that? Something stupid, but yeah, got practice this afternoon, then racing starts at 6 o'clock. So let's get cracking, and hopefully the car's fast. So after a few practice runs to get the car dialed in, it was now race time. I was starting heat 1 in the mid to rear pack, so keeping it clean and avoiding any carnage was the plan. But let's see how we get on with that, shall we?
Vincent's caught the 285 wrong and he spins him around on the back straight. And another car goes round. It is absolute carnage on turn 3. There are cars everywhere. That is going to have to be a restart. The yellow flag is out.
After somehow coming out of those first few laps unscathed, sorry Martin, we then got back underway and I did my best to try and move forward. However, thanks to the 78's strong defence, it allowed a few cars to slip by me on the inside, dropping me back to 12th. The cars ahead then found an alternate way to get by the 78, whilst I spent the rest of my race trying to get past 374, but to no avail, ending heat 1 in 10th. So, race 1 done. Not bad really, had a bit of an incident at the start, which was my fault. I've apologised to the guy. I basically just sent him too hard, caught him funny, and by the time I tried to let off and stop spinning him, I was just getting trained through. But yeah, that's racing and non-contact it seems. But yeah, other than that, got a bit unlucky getting stuck behind people, but you can't really do that much when you're in that situation, so I think I did everything I could. Race 2, I'm starting 3rd row outside, so I don't know, we'll see how we get on. It's not the best pull from the bag of positions, but yeah, we'll send it, see where we end up. I may not have picked up many points in race 1, but I did pick up some damage. With the crash bar now giving my radiator a kiss, it meant a replacement was in order. And with that now fixed, it was time for heat 2. And after a lackluster first race, the pressure was on to make this one a good un.
Early, feeling rich like I'm cash out.
God, man! Sake, man! And I f***ed a tyre. That's a tyre as well.
You're hard, showing off.
Just in case it wasn't totally clear what happened there, coming to start the final lap of the race, me and Falconbridge on my outside banged wheels and I got a puncture, dropping me from what should have been a win or at least a second to a lowly 12th. And so after that disaster, it meant I was starting the National Championship pretty much off the back. But with nothing to lose and a fairly large bee in my bonnet, the game plan was simple. Somewhere around here, over, upside down, land it, hit him here, in the fence.
Here we go then, it's time for the National Championship Finals for ORCI stock rods. The cars are coming out on track now as we get ready for some action-packed laps of championship racing.
I don't know what the damage is like, but it's just keep sending it. Send it. Enough to lose, everything to gain. Outside, let's go. I'm f***ing sending it in. Come on, who's going to get clear of him and get to the pack?
After finally getting clear of the Nova, I was now pretty far away from the cars ahead. However, after some drama up front and some more peak non-contact moves from me, I managed to cross the line in 7th place, 10 places higher from where I started.
So I think that's it, lads. Luck wasn't on our side today. We had the speed, we've shown that time and time again this weekend. What could have been on the biggest of levels, honestly. But yeah, not the most proud of that, if I'm honest. A bit of too much bumping for my liking. But I mean, that's racing. All we can do is try and do better next time. So, ORCI in 2 weeks. And I swear to God, lads, I am never going to send it as hard as I am in 2 weeks' time.
And just like that, this year's doubleheader championship race weekend was over. As much as I am disappointed with my results, if we compare them to those I got last season, the difference is massive. So really, I can't complain too much. Looking back now though, I am quite disappointed in how I actually drove last weekend. Like, yes, I was quick, but I made way too many silly mistakes and I lost my head way too many times. I love racing, obviously, and you know, emotions can take over sometimes, but I don't want to have to sit here after each meeting and watch back my footage and it sound like an Xbox Live party chat. If I'm honest, I think I put a bit too much pressure on myself this last weekend. I think especially on the Monday after I lost that P3 in the European, I was trying way too hard, which then resulted in me sending it a little bit too much in the final. But yeah, going forward, I'm just going to try and chill out, enjoy it a bit more and stop putting so much pressure on trying to get a podium or just a certain result. Like, I enjoy racing. That's why I want to do this. That's why I love doing this. So let's chill out a little bit, lads. And as I always say, just drive the bloody car. However, before we could go racing again, we had an update in our roof grades. Now, if you're new here and don't quite know what that means, let me explain it for you. On a normal, non-championship event, the stock rods line up for their races in packs, known as roof grades, with the newest / slowest drivers being the white roofs starting at the front, followed by the yellows, blues, reds, and then the champions at the very back. Now, in my 5 years of racing in my early teens, I never managed to get to red roof. Why? Well, some may say I wasn't quick enough and drove like a pussy for most of the time, but others might argue argue I just got a bit unlucky. Either way, after some solid results over the past few meetings, it means a chance of redemption may be around the corner. So here we go, let's take a look. Yep. Up to red. Nice. Well, not nice, because now I have to start further back, but I'm not sure if I've mentioned this already. I probably have, but I've never actually been a red roof before. So this is a weird feeling. Like, for most of my mini career, and even after, there was like a joke amongst all my friends that I was a blue top flop, a yellow top flop, or whatever. So it's weird for me because, you know, especially after not racing for so long, and I was so sure I was never going to race again, I had to sort of accept the fact and come to terms with the fact I was never going to be a red roof. And I was a blue top flop, and I would forever be one. But now, finally, I've been able to redeem myself, lads. I'm a red roof. I've finally got rid of that really embarrassing stat from my racing career. So yeah, happy days. I can't wait for the next video now where I go back down to blue and make me look really silly. But yeah, right, it's time for Buxton. Let's do it. Despite it being August, a soggy Buxton welcomed us for 2 days of action, with today consisting of 3 qualifying heats before then the big race happens tomorrow. The grids for each heat will be set that you'd start 1 near the front, 1 in the middle, and then 1 near the back. And as you may remember from the last video if you watched it, Buxton is a little bit different to other tracks in that they do rolling starts instead of clutch starts. Now, I'm not going to sit here and comment on whether or not I think they're good or a fair way of doing things, but what I will say is this: they're not. I hate them with a passion, lads. They're awful. Moaning aside, and new red roof strips somewhat fitted, it was time to go racing. And for Heat 1, as is tradition by now, I was starting at the back. On the bright side though, at least the rain had stopped by this point. So race 1 is done. It was a bit of a chill, not much happened, but I think we did as good as we could. The start was a bit bad, everyone sort of got away and we were just sort of still sat there, so lots of ground to make up. It's not an easy track to like make ground up because it's quite fast, but yeah, did alright. Next race I'm starting mid-pack, so probably a bit more carnage inbound, and yeah, car's going alright, so yeah, let's see how we get on in race 2. Not great is the answer. Now Heat 2 here really shows the problem with rolling starts. As you can see, I'm starting here in P7 for this race. And as the front of the pack approach turn 3, everyone begins to go. Has the green flag been thrown? No, it hasn't. But is everyone going anyway? Yes. However, after a few seconds, the officials come to the radios that we all have in our cars and say, whoa, 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 lads, slow it down. We're not racing. Basically, at this point, I thought we all took the piss a bit too much, so they were going to restart the race and try again. So, you know, I slow it down, prepare to stop, and then a few cars pass me, and suddenly the green flag is out, lads.
What? They said they were not going!
So now I'm starting the race in a distant P9, with the guy I was meant to be starting alongside about 6 light years ahead of me. Then slight contact on lap 1 made my woes even worse, as I dropped down another position. I then spent the rest of my race stuck behind the car ahead, finishing in a frustrating P8.
Well, that was f***ing dreadful.
Right, so we've had Heat 2 now. It didn't go great. Basically, I missed the start by like 5 seconds. Not really anyone's fault, just a bit frustrating, and because this track's quite hard to overtake, like there's not really an outside line, so I was kind of stuck then, but made a few positions up. The next one I'm starting outside front row, so hopefully I can get in at some point, and then once I'm in, I should be fine. But I'm bulking up right now, getting the inside weight going, and then it's almost time to send it.
What began as a moist day had turned into a lovely evening, and as the sun set, it was time for my final heat. Thankfully, this one was less rage-inducing, however, was fairly boring. I basically slotted into P2 at the start and then stayed there until about 3 laps to go, when our mate Callum drove round me like I wasn't even moving, demoting me down to a P3 finish to end the day. Overall, lads, not a horrendous day at all. It's a bit of a weird track, like super fun to drive, but because it's so big and so fast and the cars are so close in speed, it sort of makes it kind of hard to make any progress and hard to overtake. So it's almost like you're running hot laps some of the time, but yeah, I am enjoying it. Tomorrow is the big race though. I think I've qualified P7 for the final, so hopefully all goes well. But yeah, time for bed now, I think. So I'll see you all in the morning.
Hello and welcome to day 2 here at Buxton Raceway. The sun has decided to make an appearance and it's almost time for the ORCI Championship race. The grid is set after yesterday's action and we are now just 26 laps away from crowning a new champion. Will one of our superstars add yet another title to their list of honours, or will a new contender rise to the fore this afternoon? Crash there for the 197. The red flag is out and all cars will come to a stop immediately. Thankfully, the driver seems to be okay, so we'll now need to get all of the cars lined up again and go to green flag once more. Second time lucky here for the ORCI Championship. We are racing once again.
Go, go, go.
Vincent's under pressure now from the world champion, Cammy Doak. And he sends it up the inside. The world champion is on an absolute mission right now. And realistically, there was no need for the 51 to waste time defending that position. The question now is, can he stay on the back of Doak and try to make some progress?
Now battle for second's going to get scrappy because we're in prime spot here.
And there's contact. Don and Makula go wide. Cammy just about holds on, but Makula drops back and Vincent is up the inside.
go. Halfway. Still so much can happen here. Come on. That's third, it's not over. It's not far from over.
Pies now makes a bold move around the outside of Stewart, and he gets the move done. Can the 51 now do the same? Well, he's certainly going to try it. Side by side going into turn one, and there's contact. That's going to be a puncture for Leon, and now Mikula is up the inside of Vincent. Vincent's down to P6 now, but can he make any form of comeback in these final few laps?
Get hit from behind, but it's fine. Come on. Keep it moving.
And there we have it. Callum Hosey takes a dominant win. Cami Doak in P2, Pies in third place, followed home by Mikula and Aiden Vincent.
Not a bad race at all. Callum wins it. 5. Could have been 4th, but fun race though. I enjoyed that. Oh, I'm knackered after that though. F*** me, I'm not.
Right, so championship done, another P5 in the bag. It was a decent race. So at the start we obviously had that big rollover in front of us, managed to get out of it without any damage, which was good, and then on the restart got in the train, had good speed, battled our way up a little bit, tried to make a move on Leon for P4, got stuck on the outside a little bit, he popped his tyre on me, it was a bit of a tangle, and then yeah, from there I lost a few positions, gained a few back, but overall I was still in 5th by the end of it. So yeah, another decent result, sun's out, vibes are good, nice one lads. So that was another championship top 5 in the bag. And as you just saw, after the emotional roller coaster that was the European and the National, I was enjoying the much more chilled out vibe of this race weekend. Yes, I know a car did just flip over in front of me and I'm calling it chilled, but you know what I mean lads, this is stock car racing. Glad to see James was okay though, because that was a mega rollover honestly. But lads, there was still time for that chill vibe to change, as we had 2 more races to end the weekend at Buxton. However, since we lost a few cars in the championship, and like I said, it's hard to overtake here, both of them just ended up being hot lap sessions. I finished the first all-comers in 4th and then the second in 5th. But as you're about to see, I had a fantastic time doing so.
This track's so fun! Woo! I love this shit, man! Woo! What a f***ing track. I love this f***ing sport.
So yeah, all in all, a good weekend at Buxton. Some decent speed, some decent racing, and some decent results, I guess. I was definitely a clear step behind the very top drivers like Callum and Cami, but to be fair, those two were in a different league to everyone all weekend. So I was still up there though, battling with Leon, Mikula, Pies, and I mean, when you think about it, I've done what, 15, 20 meetings in a stock rod, and those that have been racing for like a decade plus. So it's a good sign, we've got good speed, and in theory, we should only get quicker, right? Cut to me finishing like 10th in the championship next year now. But yeah, I've only got 1 meeting left this season now, unfortunately, and it's not for a good 2 months' time. So that's all from me now, and I'll see you again in... Right lads, it's finally race weekend for the first time in what feels like forever. I think it's been like a month and a half or something, so I'm very excited. It's another championship this weekend, but you know, it's not like a big one like the ORCR, the National, or anything like that. It's the West of England Championship, so if you win that, you don't get to paint your roof anything fancy, you just get the title of being the West of England champion, which is still cool and something to aim for, so yeah. But I've looked at the weather, lads. It's not looking good. It's going to be absolutely pissing it down by the looks of things, so yeah. An interesting weekend ahead for sure. But yeah, what will be, lads. I'm just going to go out there and drive the car. And if we do well, we do well. If we crash, it's good for content. So yeah, enough waffle from me. Let's get going. Despite arriving at a dry circuit, the upcoming conditions for the day were clear to see. It was gonna be moist, lads. Very, very moist. The format for the day would see us starting off our roof grades, with the final then being a closed grid set by the points scored during the 2 heats. It was going to be my first ever time starting off with red, and as I lined up for heat 1 and the rain began to fall, it seemed like it was sure to be a memorable one. However though, the memory card on my GoPro decided not to work, so for this race you've only got the external camera and the visor cam, which as you're about to see in these conditions isn't too much help. First few laps trying to find grip, since as most of us were on the dry setup, the rain had really thrown a spanner in the works. Justin, unfortunately for him, made a last minute change to wets, so as he made light work of us, I eventually found a line that worked for me. I then began to move up the field, making a few free wide moves, until I eventually got into P5 behind the rear of Dave. After initially sending it a bit too hard, I then found my way around his outside, and then after surviving his assassination attempt, I finished the race in a solid P4. Well, we knew it was coming, lads. The rain has arrived, and it arrived just in time for my first heat, which you've just seen. Again, unfortunately, my GoPro didn't work for that race, but hopefully the visor cam and external camera was enough. But it was pretty good. I think we got 4th in the end, which isn't bad off the back grade of cars. So yeah, the rain is here to stay though, so expect some more wet weather content to come. The car's going well. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's just getting piss wet through between races that's a bit peak, isn't it? But that's racing for you, lads. And going into race 2, the rain got even worse. But with the decent speed I had in the first running, my approach for heat 2 was very simple.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
Reach the inside, but it's fine, I've got more grip up here anyway. Got back end there, fish style, but we're alright, we're surviving. Whoa! Yeah, puddle's bad. Can't see anything, bro. Oh! Just gotta send it, hope I find grip, isn't it? That's the only way to do this now. Roar it in, hope I get grip on the way out. See, I can't see anything. This is so promising, I can't see. Oh my god! Go on, send it, send it. Little grip up, send it. Woo-hoo! Send it, come on baby. Whoa. Woo, this is so fun though. I bet I can't see people, but it is fun. Can't stop it inside, it's fine. Keep with it. Anything, I should have kept on the outside. Bit of a shame, we lost some in positions, but oh well, still good fun, and we were going good. So I don't know if I can As I said it, but I genuinely, you might be able to see the visor cap. I cannot see a thing.
So with race 2 down, all that was left was the final. The weather continued to get worse, and so heading out on track, it was safe to say I was feeling a bit uncomfortable.
I'm cold, I'm wet, my visor is basically possible to see through. Welcome to the final here at Taunton, lads. Jesus Christ, this is wet. There's about 4 people left in the spectator stand, and oh my Christ, I have never been so cold or wet in my racing career.
After I grew a pair of bollocks though, it was time to race. I started P6, but after a slow start I was soon 7th. Yet with the pack all together and the track wetter than a middle-aged woman at a Take That concert, anything could happen. Well, that went well, didn't it, lads?
You can't park there, sir.
If you didn't catch what happened there and what might be the shittest, slowest, stupidest crash of all time, basically we all stacked up into the corner, I hit the rear of the car ahead, and as he spun around, my front quarter hit his front, and that's basically caused my steering wheel to shoot to the right with my left arm still attached. That's then somehow dislocated my shoulder, leaving me screaming like a bitch as I say hello to the infield tyre, where then my shoulder goes back in and my race finishes. I don't know why I didn't let go of the wheel, you might be thinking that, but it all happens very quickly in race cars, and I'm stupid. Anyway, it was definitely a shame to end that race, and obviously the season now like this, but after a quick trip to A&E after the race, they had a look at it, did an x-ray, said it's fine, it's gone back in properly, I've just got to rest it now and, you know, keep it in this sling to get some attention for a little while. So, but yeah, overall it was a very wet day of racing, probably my wettest ever meeting, but still super fun, the car was going quite well. I think, again, another case of what could have been if, you know, I wasn't an absolute idiot and snapped my shoulder off. But yeah, lads, all in all, it's been a decent year, a nice step up in pace for me, and we end it with a 4th in the European, 5th in the UK, 7th in the National, 5th in the ORCI, and with 1 dodgy shoulder. Now I'm actually filming this bit a month or so after the crash, and concerningly, my shoulder is still not okay. Turns out I've got something called a labial tear or something like that, where basically like the muscles or tendons or something in my shoulder basically has ripped, and that is not good. I'm now having to go to physio and do this plan to rebuild the strength of my arm and get the muscles back and all this other stuff. It all seems very overdramatic, I can't lie, lads, but if I'm honest, I can sort of move my arm fine, like up to here, and then like anywhere up beyond here gets very uncomfortable. Anyway, for this season though, that is it from me. Again, I haven't been able to do the full calendar I would have liked because obviously work commitments and stuff like that, but still, I had a good few races this year. I'd like to thank my sponsors, my mum, my dad, Amber, everyone who makes this racing thing possible so much for like making it possible. Like genuinely, racing is like my favourite thing to do. I love it so much. I never thought I'd be able to do racing again after my junior career, so the fact that I'm sitting here after 2 seasons now of racing, I feel very lucky. So yeah, thank you again to everyone who supports this stuff, and even you lot for watching the videos. Looking forward to next year though. Not only do we have this new shoulder drama to look forward to, but there's also some new regulations coming in, including some new tyres, which should shake things up a little bit, considering the fact that everything I've heard about these tyres implies that they're a bit shit. But I guess, lads, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And yeah, until next time, lads, I'll see you later.